away for the kick shot, but probably has to go for a push-out shot. And normally you try to offer something, yeah, something long, a very long shot, something possible but not easy. Here where he's pointing his cue, this looks like an option for him to bring the cue ball over there. This would be a thin cut offer, a bank shot offer, or a safety offer. But either one of those things are not that easy. So here he pushes the cue ball. And now it's up to Darryl, the ringing world champion, in 9-ball. If he likes to take care of this situation by himself, or if he like to give this situation back to Darren Appleton, it's his option. He can try to play a safety, keep the 3-ball and the cue ball apart, like leave the one in the head zone, the other one in the foot zone of the table, like he did here. And he did very well, leaving the 3-ball at the foot rail, and the cue ball almost snookered totally behind the 6-ball. I cannot see if he has a direct shot here between the 9 and the 7. Probably he can pass there. Yeah, he could have a kick, and look at that. He had a kick from the back at the 3-ball and sending it. Yeah, he just exchanged the balls. I mean, now the cue ball over there and the 3-ball there. What a nice resave here from Darren Appleton. I guess just 1 centimeter less of the cue ball when Mr. Darryl was playing his safety. 1 centimeter less of speed, and Darren Appleton wouldn't be able to do that. And how would you consider 1 centimeter more or less? Is it luck, or is it your playability? What makes the difference in this 1 centimeter? So he has to go for the long rail kick here. The question is to shoot that hard or very easy. When he shoots it, oh, he's shooting it very hard. Almost made the 4-ball with it. But it was a legal shot, so could have been worse. Out of this position, it's not easy to receive just a legal shot. So he has to go for that one in the left head corner pocket. Let the cue ball travel naturally for position on the 4-ball. Now Darren Appleton got the control here over this first game. Now when you have balls hanging in the pocket like this 4-ball, of course it's easy or almost impossible to miss the balls, but the difficult part is to keep an accurate control over the cue ball, which is not easy on hangers like that. American players call those balls hangers. Like they hang in the pocket or hang in front of the pocket or at the edge of the pocket. So just keep control here, the last 2 balls, and he will collect his first game here in this match. Maybe he's not too happy with it, maybe he's a little bit too straight on it, and when he is very straight and he cannot get a position which goes in direction of the 9, so he has to draw it back, and then the cue ball crosses, you see here, it crosses the perfect position on the 9 ball, and when it crosses it, it's a cross position, and then of course you don't have so much tolerance in the speed, and so he got a problem now that he's a little bit out of position here. When you can play a position where the cue ball goes right in direction towards the 9 ball, then you have much more speed tolerance. So he's going for the center pocket, side pocket, and he missed it. Big miss from Darren Appleton, but the fault actually was the position going from the 8 to the 9. Or even to go the position to the 8, because he was too straight. He didn't left himself enough angle to get an accurate position on the 9, and so this first game goes to Darryl Peach. You have to serve, and then you take away the point, even though your opponent has had to serve. So, and here's the break from Darryl Peach. Pretty good one. He was getting the corner ball. But yeah, the 1 ball is normally not in that position. The 1 ball normally goes in the side pocket, or will go from there somewhere in the head zone of the table. But you see, maybe you wonder now it's Darren Appleton on the table. That's because Mr. Darryl Peach was making 1 ball on the break, and when he's making 1 ball on the break, then there are 2 balls. 2 balls are supposed to cross the head string on the left of your screen. You see the little thin string between the 2 diamonds there, and 2 balls have to cross this line. And you see, at least the 4 ball only crosses. Maybe another ball crosses too, but they keep attention on it, so only 1 ball crosses. And when you make 1 ball on the break, 2 balls has to cross. If you make 2 balls on the break, 1 ball has to cross, and if you make 3 balls on the break, nothing has to cross. This is just to avoid this rule. They make up this rule just to avoid those soft breaks. For whatever reason, they like these powerful 9 ball breaks, and I mean, there's no other art of billiard. If you see in snooker or carom, in neither one of those disciplines you need a high control on high power breaks like in pool. And here another safety battle is going on between those two world champions, and they did really a good job. Here another fine safety from Darren Appleton. Let's see how Darryl Peach will come out of that. Obviously, here you see he will shoot in direction of the left long rail, approximately when he just have to pass between the 2 and the 5 ball and use low left side English. He can judge if maybe only left is necessary or also a little bit low, then he has to elevate the cue. And he's doing so, just a little elevation of the cue to get a little low left, and then he get a legal shot at the 1 ball. Ooh, almost scratched. But he couldn't receive a resave. Here he leave the shot for Darren Appleton. When we talk about the two players here, Darren Appleton, he has of course more on his account than this World Championship title in 10 ball. He also won a Eurotour event before, and he was playing before he switched to American pool. He played English pool. And over there he won over 40 major titles and also 4 European titles, and altogether over 200 tournament wins. How about that? I mean, this is really an accomplishment. It looks like he's playing 5 tournaments every week. And here he is enjoying exclusively pool for at least the last 2 years, probably more. And they call him the Dynamite, Mr. Dynamite. Darren Appleton. Darren the Dynamite, Mr. Dynamite Appleton. It's because he had showed always a lot of temper when he played. He really smashed sometimes his cues or other things when he's not satisfied with his game, or so in his earlier years, like a lot of young players, he had his hard times dealing with mistakes. And here, when we talk about mistakes, he already made one here on this position. But you see, he changed his temper. He even had a little smile on his face now. So no direct shot on the 5 ball, blocked a little bit by the 7. He still can have a legal hit easily, of course, just using the rail first, but is it enough to maybe to make it? Even really, I mean, if you just have the rail first shot, depends on where you can hit the rail. I mean, he still might be able to make that. Here he's measuring out by mirror system where he has to hit the rail. Does he has enough room to hit the rail first and still make the ball, or has he has to hit the rail too much upwards so that he cannot get the pocketing? He can only receive maybe a re-safety or something. Hit it thin, but I guess he still can make it. Yes, he can. Absolutely, nice shot. So now you see how he's dealing with problems nowadays. I don't know exactly how he was, his temper when he was younger. Maybe in his younger years he was just smashed his cue, take another cue and continue then. I don't know about that. Okay, so Darren Appleton take away the break game from Darryl Peach and tighten up the score at 1-1. So let's check that out. 5 ball is the corner ball. He could get the corner ball with a little help of some other ball and the 1 ball. which is not all the time an advantage. Depends on your position on the 2-ball. And the 2-ball is blocked by the 3-ball, but it's a 2-5 2-3 combination, which might be still possible. He's aiming at it. So it's to go for the combination or play a safety. You could park the cue ball between the 3 and the 9-ball while sending the 2-ball on the other side, or play the combination. He's going for the combination and he made it. Great shot here from Darren Appleton. Isn't it just fun to see how two world champions, ringing world champs, are playing together? You cannot see that very often. Two ringing world champions playing a match. In other competitive games, you might have, there's only one ringing world champion, right? But here, in this competitive game of pocket billiards, you have ringing world champions always, not always, but you have normally ringing world champions with a number of 4. 4 ringing world champions, because they play official world championships in this discipline we see here, 9-ball. And they played also in 10-ball, which is just one more ball, but different rule a little bit. So you still have to play them in order like here in 9-ball, but you have to announce each ball and park it, which makes a huge difference. And then we have 8-ball, the classic game, almost everybody in the world knows. When you just have your group of 7 stripe balls and 7 solid balls, and the winner is who made the 8-ball after that. And we have the world champion in straight pool, which is the classic game. It was the official world championship game from 1912 till in the 80s, and which is quite easy rule. It's just one ball, 1 point per pocketed ball you get. Doesn't matter which ball, no specific order, so this sounds quite easy, but they certainly don't play. Here is the 2-1 lead for Darren Appleton. So in this tournament, Eurotour tournament, we have all 4 ringing world champions. How about that? Nice break. It's actually a perfect break. He made the corner ball, not the 1-ball, which is now in position in front of one of those 2 head corner pockets. That's where a break's supposed to go. You know, keep the cue ball near the center zone, and the 1-ball is normally traveling in direction of one of the 2 head corner pockets. Oh, excuse me. From this point of view, I see the yellow ball is the 9-ball here. So my screen has not so many pixels, like probably the same yours on your computer. So we see now he's going for the 2-ball. So he made the 1-ball on the break. And fortunate enough, he has a position on the 2-ball. And I thought that the 9-ball is the 1-ball, just because of the yellow color. So anyway, good position, and he got the control over the game. No major problems are here on the table, so he just have to keep his concentration and control here. We have also a lot of other game matches going on, of course. Under the last 16 we have 7 more matches. And when you go to the live scoreboard, you can check out the scores over there as well. I wonder that we don't have so many viewers here in the main arena when two ringing world champions are playing. The main viewers are in the other room, maybe because they have a look over 7 tables, you know, and here's only 1 table. So this might be the reason why the main viewers are in the other room. Here comes Darryl Peach, tighten up the score at 2-2. Race to 9. So he plays. His matches are mostly double as fast as the other ones. Also the corner ball and the 1 ball for Darryl Peach. And hard to say if he can pass the 9 ball to have a shot at a 3. He sees a part of the 3 ball, but does he see enough of the 3 ball to have a shot at it, to pocket it? Here's the answer. The answer is yes. Normally I can make the commentary a little bit more sharper when in other cases I have a direct sight to the center court, but this time I'm blocked a little bit, so I cannot see. I can only see like 25%, a quarter of the table. There I can make a better judgment, of course, but when I see the screen only, the same picture you have, then I cannot make a different judgment here. What was he trying to do there? Was he trying to get this, to get the position between the 7 and the 9? That's what he was trying to do. This was certainly not easy. I mean, he doesn't have much tolerance here in the position, and actually he played a little bit too hard. I guess it's only 1 centimeter too hard. Need a little curve, lots of spin to have a chance to make it, but he's not taking this. He's not going to give it a try. A stop shot and keeping the 7 ball between those 2 balls, safety. He might go for his jump cue. But the distance to the 7 ball is only 1 ball size, so this is certainly not an easy jump. So to go for the kick over the long right side rail is you have to figure out where to hit the 5 ball best. Here you see he tried to hit it on the outside and fouled on it. He missed it barely. When you go for a kick shot, then at least you have to be able to just start to think about where would it best to hit, on the right side or on the left side, to get a better chance to receive a resave. Even if you don't have the ability yet to make kick shots of this precision, you just have to start to think about that. If you start to think about, then you create the first pictures of the accuracy hitting it left or hitting it right. And then your accuracy starts to become starts to get better as well. But if you never start to think like that, then they won't get better, or it needs much more time. Nice view here. You see the nice accurate cue alignment from Mr. Darren Appleton. And here Darren Appleton is taking back the lead. In the Philippines, where the World Championship supposed to be, World Championship 2008, they had problems to hold the official 9-ball World Championship 2008. So he was kept his title from 2007. And it's in doubt that they will have, it's also not sure that they will have a 9-ball World Championship in 2009 either. I don't know if he will maybe keep this title forever. But as far as I heard, they plan to have the World Championship 2009 somewhere in the beginning of 2010. How about that? Very nice safety here from Darryl. It happened one time also in artistic pool when I won the discipline in trick and fancy shots, World Champion trick and fancy shots, when I won it in 2004, the title 2004, but it was played in January 2005 in Bellflowers near at Los Angeles at the Bicycle Club Casino. I guess it was the first event they catched on HD, high definition TV, which is getting more and more common, more and more technology like that. I guess he can have a thin hit on the 3-ball here. He got, and look at this, almost he received a perfect resave. Almost he snookered him behind the 9. But even with this situation, Darryl cannot do much with it, unless he likes to go for this long combination shot, 3-4 combination. No, he don't like it. He's going to pull out another safety. And look at that. That's a real safety battle here between two ringing world champions. Would be an interesting training. Try to when you watch that and you have it maybe taped, then try to set up the balls like the situation was on the table, and try to replay it on your own at home and see if you can get the same accuracy, the same results like those two players, or practice it until you get it. Ooh, almost made it, but a resave. How about that? Absolutely great. Enjoy this safety battle here. Here also, when you play now the kick shot, I mean, he can also play a jump shot here. He got like 2 ball sizes distance. But normally, I guess he would go If you want to pocket it, then you use the jump cue. But you don't have much from it if you pocket it, right? Because even though you make the 4 and the 5 and the 6 after that, you still have the problem with the 7 and the 9 balls, so they're not really highly interested to pot as long out of a comfortable position. But when he goes for the kick, from this distance you can make the difference. Do you like to hit the 3 ball on the left or on the right side? And if you hit it here on the inside, which is on the screen the left side, then you have a better chance for a resave. Oh, he's going for the other side. He's going for on the right long rail. I don't like that. He scratched. Ooh, he scratched. Why not shooting the from the left side rail? There was also a pretty good chance to receive a resave. Now, this safety bottle, excuse me, not a bottle, this safety battle was won by Darren Appleton. He received the ball in hand here on the 3 ball. 4 and 5 and 6 are open, and he's just thinking now what kind of angle he needs on the 6 to take care of this 7 ball, which is frozen to the 9 ball. That's the key shot to win this game. Maybe a little bit too much angle here on the 5 ball. This would give him, when he plays the position now to the 6, a long distance shot here where he's pointing his cue at. That's the position he can receive. He would have liked it better there, but he cannot get this. He prefers to go all the way around to receive a closer position to the 6 ball. He needs this closer position to get to be more accurate on the split of the 9 and 7 ball. Here comes the split. Place the 6 ball. Use a little draw, which brings the cue ball a little bit away from the tangent line to have an accurate hit at the 9 ball. To split the 7 apart, send it in direction of the right foot corner pocket. Here it is. Perfectly done from Mr. Darren Appleton. Now all the way back or around to the other side of the table with this cue ball. That's where you need to go to get a shot at the 8 ball. And he's using a bridge for it. Looks like he's going for a draw shot with the bridge. This is not easy. Try to play a draw shot over the full table length with the bridge. Very nice. Maybe a little bit too straight, but he's still got some angle, enough angle to go 2 rails, high right side English, to go 2 rail position towards the 9 ball. Here you see 1, 2 rails, and now you see the cue ball goes towards the 9 ball. That's the position play they like. You don't like to cross the position field, where he made the mistake in the beginning in the first game. And here he goes with his break. Maybe to extend his lead one more time, or losing maybe his break game. What will happen? He made a corner ball and a 2 ball and a 1 ball and no position on the 3 ball. He has a free path to the 3 ball, but no serious pocket available for Darren Appleton. He will open here safety battle again, I would guess so. That's the problem when all the balls are placed randomly on the rack, except the 9 ball, which is always in the center, and the 1 ball, which is always on top. If they are placed randomly, and you make the 1 ball on the break, then it's kind of a little gambling going on if you could get a position on the next ball in order. Here's the first save from Darren Appleton. A little bit short, a little bit short. Darryl Peach has a shot at the 3 ball. No serious pocket available. The bank shot is in the side is possible, but because he cannot get the easy position then on the 4 ball, he won't go for that. So that he's going to continue the safety battle. How about that shot? Very nice. And he was able to do that because Mr. Darren Appleton went too short with his safety. So that's why it is so important to be so accurate in your safety, not only to give no putting possibility. You really have to lock it up, that your opponent need at least to make a kick shot. Where he's pointing his cue at, that's he's figuring out here his chances to get a kick here. I guess I would prefer to go for the right side rail instead of the left one. It hardly looks that it is even possible. I mean, I guess the 4 is in his way. Here he's figuring out 2 rails. 2 rails, so he likes to use the left side rail and the foot rail before he gets the hit at a 3. And if he gets this thin hit when the cue ball is coming out of the foot rail, then he has a very good chance to receive a resave. Okay, let's check that out. Ooh, did you see? He missed it barely. But that's what he's trying to do. 2 rail kick at the 3 ball. Much better chance to receive a resave than going for just 1 rail. Ball in hand for Darryl Peach, and a chance for him to follow up in the score a little bit. No major problems are left on the table. So he's supposed to run that table out, especially if you are the reigning world champion. But even the reigning world champion still has to deliver the necessary work to achieve it. The balls won't fall automatically on him. He still has to put his energy, effort, concentration and coordination on the table. And here I see Jason Shaw. Here you see he just take his seat. That's Mr. Jason Shaw, and he just won 9-7 over Ruslan Chainov in a pretty fast time. Only 44 minutes he needed to win that match. Okay, Mr. Darryl Peach. Every Eurotour tournament, because it's always such a long travel from Greece to the different Eurotour events, so it costs also a lot of money, and maybe that's the reason why they are not showing up more often. But surely they have lots of potential and lots of great players down there in Greece. We just saw it also at the last European Championship when a player from Greece was in the final. So he's the reigning vice European champion in, I guess in no, not in 9-ball, in 8-ball it was. And I even remember his name. It was, let me think about that. Economopoulos was his name. Economopoulos. So okay, here the key shot for to win this game is the 6-ball, the position to the 6-ball, which is pretty close to the 9-ball. Here he's pointing his cue at, that's the position he needs on the 6, which is a pretty small position area, right? So Jason Shaw actually is under the last 8, under the top 8 players. Here you see, I guess he's a little bit out of position here. Is it good enough to have a shot to make the 6-ball? Hard to tell. I guess yes, but it's not that easy anymore. He made it, including position on the 7. Let's check out. The winner of our match has to play, let's see, has to play the winner of the match between Mateusz Nigocki from Poland and Radoslav Babica, also from Poland. And the score over there is 4-3 in favor of Mateusz Nigocki. Almost the same score we had. Now it's 4-4 again. Titan score. So Mr. Ruslan Chainov out of the tournament, but he took the 9th place, which is also a pretty good accomplishment here at the Eurotour with so many high-class players. Some call it the toughest tour on earth, and as far as I got the experience, I can agree with that. Oh, did you saw how close he missed the corner ball and the 1-ball? So Mr. Darren Appleton came up empty on his break. But no shot for Darryl Peach, right? I guess the cue ball, and I have the same side like you. The cue ball cannot pass the 9-ball, so he has to play a push out here. Jacob Belka is still leading pretty pretty high over Thomas Engert, leading 7-3. I mean, Jacob Belker leading 7-3. Mark Gray leads 6-2 over Manuel Lederer. And Marcus Schermat is leading 7-1 over Andreas Kukiadakis. And Mateusz Nigoczki and Radoslav Wawica at 4-4, like we are here in our match. They have some discussion going on the rule. Maybe Mr. Darryl Peach was... Yeah, maybe it was also a dry break, and then Mr. Darryl Peach asked if he can now give back the situation to Mr. Darren Appleton, which is the case if it is a dry break. But it was not only a dry break, it was even a totally empty break. No ball went in. But that's funny. On an empty break, normally you don't have the option. You have to play a push out. It's interesting. That's a really, I don't, they didn't cover this kind of situation in the rule. Maybe. So I see the referee. I cannot hear what they are saying, but still in talking. So anyway, Darren Appleton on the table, and he has to deal now with the situation. But I guess he still has the option to play a push out. I mean, independently of the rule, Mr. Darryl Peach could just whatever. They still discuss about it. That's not easy. After a dry break, the incoming player can give the situation back, if you don't like it, to the next player. And this player, I'm not sure if he can play then push out. But on an empty break, the incoming player has always the option to play a push out. But can he also give it back to the next player? That's an interesting question here, and the referee by himself is now giving back the situation to the head referee, or the tournament director, probably Mr. David Morris. He's contacting him on the microphone. Interesting situation. But as far as you see, Mr. Darren Appleton here, he's checking out a push position for the cue ball, a possible push position for the cue ball here, where he's pointing his cue at. That might be a position where he'd like to push the cue ball to. So actually, out of the discussion comes that they agreed that he can play now a push out. So would you go for it, or would you give it back to him? Several safe possibilities there, but either one is not easy, because you have only single balls where you can hide the cue ball behind. That's not pretty nice here from Darryl Peach. figuring out to go for one rail or two rail kick. He likes to go for a two rail kick. It's not obviously that the two rail kick will give him a better resave chance. But indeed, he get one. I mean, not totally. I guess he left him a very, very long shot, a long cut shot on the one ball. From this point of view, you can probably see that the cue ball can pass between the 6 and the 7 ball. Nice shot here from Darren Appleton. He played it especially hard to avoid the contact with the 4 ball, which gave him now a position on the 2. Yes, he got the angle to go all the way around here for a position on the 3, and here you see again the 2 wards position to the 3 ball. Now he got the complete control here over that game. Just keep the control, keep your concentration, and the game would be yours. Oh, here's a little, maybe it was a little bad contact. Bad contact or a little skid, maybe. That's what they say when a dirty, some dirty spot on the cue ball exactly hits when he's checking out the ball. If there was maybe a chalk dot on it, maybe not clean, and when the cue ball exactly hits that spot, then and the contact is not clean in this case, sometimes the action dies on the cue ball, and sometimes they miss shots like that, but he couldn't miss because it was pretty close to the pocket. But this was the reason why he's now out of position and is forced to play a safety. Here you saw also a little example from his temper, so you can imagine. Just 5 years ago, his temper would be a little bit showing more action, probably. I guess it was at the last European Championships when he broke a cue after one match. This can happen sometimes if you have lots of desire. It shows desire, at least it also shows something positive. It shows the desire you have. It shows the energy you put in the game. Legal hit here from Darryl, a little bit too soft to receive a resave, so Mr. Darren Appleton can continue his work on the 5 ball to the 6, and now he got the control again. Was getting the 7 ball, the 5 ball, the 1 ball. Ooh, and no position on the 2 ball. You can hit the outside of the 2 ball, send it in direction or into the 4 ball, but he need to pass the 6 ball to get the cue ball maybe behind the 6. So he has to to hit very, very thin the 2 ball to get to pass the 6 on the right, or a little bit more full to pass it on the left. But it's either way very, very difficult. Probably he has to pass it on the left if he likes to go for the safety. He still has also the push out option, which is a serious alternative for this safety, which is not easy. Oh, he's going for a push out here. Go for it. Give it back. I mean, he's even offering here a 9 ball combination, which is of course not easy. It's more a kind of temptation. Nice shot, very nice shot. Very nice shot, even though Darryl Peach, or better the cue ball, can pass between, I guess there's a gap between the 8 and the 9 ball. So maybe there's a pass for a direct shot on the 2 ball. No serious pocket available, but there's then no risk of a foul and a chance to make safety with the cue ball behind the 3 maybe. No, but the 9 ball is in between. So we really see some nice safety battles here. he's figuring out here the option to go over the head cushion, which is even two rails, head cushion and left side rail. Huh. I wonder it because the first thought is to go over the foot cushion. Interesting. One, two rails, legal hit. Oh, nice try here. You almost received a resave. Good hit. So the safety battle will continue because unless, yeah, I mean, Mr. Darryl Peach can give it a try to pot the 2-ball into the right side pocket, and the cue ball will go into position for the 3-ball to make the 3 into the right head corner pocket. In case of missing the 2-ball, the cue ball would be behind the 3-ball. So he will play this 2-ball quite softly. No, he's not. Why not? Was playing harder to get a safety, and he failed to do so. It was, even for the safety, it was a little bit too hard. Okay, but no serious pocket available for Darren Appleton. It's hard, so he probably tries to hit the 2-ball on the left side to send it in near or between the 8 and 6, while bringing the cue ball 2 rails back, maybe behind the 9-ball again. Woof! He certainly tried something different. Wow. Maybe he's also getting tired of figuring out all the time those saves and resaves. Sometimes you really get tired of that. And he just shoots at it. And he received it. I mean, it's not a safety, but it's not open table. I mean, Darryl Peach will be forced to play another safety here. Those safety battles, of course, make the match go pretty long. So this takes. It wouldn't makes me wonder when we will have the last match here, while the other ones are already finished. I see a few players are actually on 8 games, like Ralph Eckert, Marcus Schermatt and Jacob Belker. Okay, he lost. Darryl Peach lost another safety battle. He was playing this one too hard. The 2-ball is sitting in front of the side pocket, so stab shot for the 3-ball. And then 4, 6, or doesn't matter if you play a stab shot or let it roll to the rail. And 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. So that's a nice opportunity. The first time Not the first time. Is it the first time? Yeah, it is. First time that Darren Appleton could go 2 games ahead over Darryl Peach. The whole time they were always... No, one time he had a 2-game lead at 4-2. So we had a 1-1, we had a 2-2, and we had a 4-4, but not a 3-3. And we won't get a 5-5 when, as long Mr. Darren Appleton will take care of those remaining 2 balls. Soon, by the way, he has to defend his 10-ball world title in the Philippines, I guess in November this year. Will be the next 10-ball world championship, and here Darren Appleton extend his lead 6-4 over Darryl Peach. Comes the break. Darren Appleton. 4 ball. 4 ball is a corner ball. He couldn't get it, but he get the 1 ball, the 2 ball, and he has a shot at the 3 ball. So this break went pretty well for Darren Appleton. Darren Appleton, if you like to know more about Darren Appleton, he has a personal player website on myspace.com. So if you go to myspace.com and search for Darren Appleton, you will probably find his website. No angle at the 6 ball. It looks like, from my point of view here, no angle. And this is awful now. He's in trouble. He had the control and he lost it right here. He can draw back the cue ball straight, but then the cue ball would run into the 8 ball and then he cannot receive a position on a 7. Just a little bit of an angle he would need. What he's trying to do now is probably to draw it back, a very powerful draw shot, and try to hit the 8 on the outside and still get a position. But then he needs lots of power draw here. Look at that. He was able to cheat the pocket a little bit to get the cue ball that far out, far enough out to hit the 7 and have a position and a control back here in this game. Very well, very nice shot. Jacob Belka already won 9-8. Wow, what a match this was. 9-8 over Thomas Eckert. So the second match is also finished. So we have 2 players already on the last 8. 3 players already. I just see Marcus Shamat 1-9-2. So Jacob Belka is under the last 8. Marcus Shamat is under the last 8. Jason Shaw is under the last 8. And Mr. Darren Appleton is coming closer to the last 8, leading now 7-4. Okay, let's check it out. 8 ball is a corner ball. He was getting the 2 ball. Enough balls crossing the head string, so it's not a dry break. And I guess he has a shot at the 1 ball in the side, but not easy. And even more difficult to position to the 3 ball. Checking out the 2 rails to go here behind the 6 ball for position on the 3, but he cannot shoot that ball pretty softly, so you need a certain speed on it, and this makes it pretty difficult to go from that angle into the side pocket. And this was a little bit too risky for him, so that's the reason why he played the safety. And maybe also because he noticed that Mr. Darren Appleton really enjoys those safety battles. Which I mean pretty sarcastic. It looks more that he really don't like those safety battles. Mr. Dynamite obviously is likes to shoot, likes to be the offensive player. That's what his nickname says, right? Mr. Dynamite. The nickname, by the way, very nice shot here from Darren Appleton. Even though the position went not that well. The nickname from Darryl Peach, by the way, is the Dazzler. Darryl the Dazzler Peach. And I personally don't know the translation from the Dazzler, what the Dazzler means. But for a native English speaker, they probably know what the Dazzler means. Interesting here the records from Darryl Peach as well. Consecutive runs in 8 ball, 10. Consecutive runs in 9 ball, 9. And high run in straight pool, 334. It's quite an accomplishment. Interesting to see the two different mentions of high runs in straight pool from Darren Appleton. Here's the safety from Darren Appleton. On the highest run in straight pool, he is right mentioning 189, but under Palmares, when he is writing down some different titles, he is also mentioning a straight pool high run of 466. Well, it's quite a difference. I believe personally more when I know his playing style and everything. I believe more in the 466, which is amazing, but the 189 is probably too low for a player of his format. Nice shot here from Darryl Peach. He's offering a combination here on the 7 ball. There's also a kiss possibility. 3, kiss on the 7 into the side. Direct cut in the side of the 3 ball. Safety would be very difficult here. Maybe you can hide the cue ball behind the 4 ball. So a lot of things to think about for Darren Appleton. We have another player under the last 8. Mr. Ralph Eckert just won 9-6 over Dimitri Jungo. So we have Jacob Belka, Jason Shaw, Ralph Eckert, Marcus Chamat. And 2 more players actually on 8 games right now. Let's see if they can make it. Scott Higgins leading 8-7 over Niels Fein and Mateusz Negocki 8-6 over Radoslav Babica. And the more matches are closed in the other room, the more viewers we will get here on our match. Okay, he tried a safe option, a different one than I mentioned. And it went very well. Very nice. So you have... some people are wrong when they say 9-ball is not easy in a technical way, but easy to think about, because you have to shoot the lowest number, then the next, and the next one. So the balls are given, you have to play, but you still need to be very creative when it's about safeties and re-safeties and multifunctional shots and two-way shots. So there's still a lot of strategy in the game. Niels Fein and Scott Higgins actually on 8-8. He left a shot here for Darren Appleton. Not easy, but it's a straight-in shot, pretty long. And he can play it kind of super softly or stun it, so that the cue ball will follow slide a little bit. Or play super softly for the position on the 4. Or like that, he had still a little angle, so it wasn't that straight. To play a follow shot and let the cue ball come back from the foot rail for a nice position on the 4. Very nice shot. So now Darren Appleton has the control here also over that game. The last challenge here in this game would be to go from the 5 to the 6, because the 6 is partly blocked by the 8 ball. And the 5 is pretty far away from the 6, so to get accurate position, it's hard to get accurate position when the ball you have to play before is pretty far away. So here comes the key position. To go from the 5 to the 6. Is he trying? Is he trying to go for a combination, or does he have still some room for the 6 to pass an 8? I cannot judge it here from this screen. I mean, the picture I see is there might be some place left for the 6 ball, but he's aiming, pointing his cue at the combination. Wow, that's risky. What other chances he had to get a position from the 5 he had before? Okay. Very important shot now for Darren Appleton. He made it. A very high precision player, Darren Appleton. All the time, those English sharpshooters. The reason why they are so accurate, right? They are playing. All the English players are so accurate in their puttings. The reason is why most of the players are coming from snooker or English pool, and over there they don't have those edges on the corners and on the other pockets as well. They have kind of round pockets or round entries to the pocket, and this requires always that you go directly into the pocket and not using the rail first. Just slide along the rail and go into the pocket, what you can do here in this American pool, but they are not used to that, and so it's obviously that they always go directly into the pocket, and yeah, that makes them so accurate. Their playing style so accurate. He has not a necessary angle to get an easy position here now to the 9 ball. Here he's pointing his cue at. That's a position he can get easily, but it's a difficult 9 then. You don't like to shoot such difficult 9s on very important games, but when you have no other choice, I mean, he doesn't have the angle to go all around the table or to use follow with lots of side. You just have to let it roll and go for the difficult 9 ball. No, he tried to get a better position. But he could not. And now he has a worst position on the 9. He has to play, here you see it, probably to go for a bank shot. You also have to think about which from the head pockets he's trying to use. He missed this bank, but he take care to leave the cue ball, of course, near the foot rail. So, in case of missing, to leave at least also a difficult shot for Mr. Darryl Peach. But a miss is a miss, and let's see, Darryl Peach, world champion, 9 ball. On a difficult long shot on the 9, and he made it. And when they finished first, and I believe so, then I win my bet here that this game will be the last one. Get the 1 ball and the 2 ball. 3 ball is blocked by the 5, so he probably will go for the 3-5 combination. he's going for a safety. Maybe he changed his mind and now he really enjoys to play safety battles. I didn't know before that Darryl Peach and Darren Appleton are such safety criminals. So the winner of our match will play Mateusz Nigocki. At 12 o'clock. That's pretty soon. Who else do we have in the quarterfinal? We have Jacob Belka versus Jason Shaw. We have Ralph Souquet versus Marcus Chamat. That's a classic match. We have our winner from our match versus Mateusz Nigocki. And we have Niels Fein versus the winner between Manuel Eder and Mark Gray. And that's it. And here, Darren Appleton didn't saw a high percentage chance to make a legal shot, and that was the reason why he was pushing the 6 ball near the 9 ball to leave at least a problem for Darren Appleton, something he has to deal with. It's like you like to create a insurance, a little insurance that will bring you back at the table at least. So it's not an open field anymore. So you know the alternative, if you would have tried to get a legal shot on a 3 ball, and in case of failing it, you would have left him ball in hand on an open rack. And that's what he didn't like. So if the percentage is less than 50% to get a legal shot, then why not playing a foul on purpose, which is a usual strategy, and leave a little insurance to get you back on the table. Make it difficult for your opponent, even though he has ball in hand. All the way around. Powerful shot from Darren Appleton. And probably he's not happy with that. He has too much angle on the 5 ball. So with the draw shot, he cannot bring the cue ball into the 6-9. And when he let it follow, he will be put himself in a safety. So he's in trouble now. So the insurance that Peach was creating is really paying off here. I mean, when he could have a straight-in position on the 5, then he can even get a shot near the position where the cue ball is now, or in between the 5 and the cue ball, then he could have played an easy safety, right? So it's a little bit more delicate. Now he has to hit it pretty thin and try to get the cue ball behind the 7. Or at least keep the 7 between the 6 and the cue ball. And don't hit the 6 too hard or too full that it will go in front of the side pocket. Very well done here from Darren Appleton. By the way, the 6 and the 9 are almost lined up for the right foot corner pocket. Almost. They lined up into the right edge of the right foot corner pocket. So if he hits the nice spot on the 6 ball pretty hard, then he have a chance to make the 9. But what he's figuring out is he can pass the 7 ball close enough to have a 1-rail kick over the long side rail as full as possible on the 6 ball, which will give him the chance to keep the cue ball maybe behind the 9. So he needs lots of left side English. Look at that. I don't even know if it was a serious try on the 9 ball as well. And by the way, this is now the last match here going on, because the match between Manuel Ederer and Mark Gray went 9-8 in the favor of Manuel Ederer. Nice shot here from Darren Appleton. You see, we get more viewers because the matches are over in the other room. And Mr. Darren Appleton is one step closer to the quarterfinal, leading now 8-5 over Darryl Peach. And just walk in now here, Mr. Dimitri Jungo from Switzerland. And here comes the break. Darryl Peach getting the 1 ball. How about the 2 ball? Doesn't look all too well. Oh, he might pass. Yeah, he can pass the 6 ball. So he has a thin cut option on the 2 ball into the left head corner pocket. And I guess the way is free for the cue ball to go up and down the whole table for position on the 3. So, because the way is free, he might go for this cut shot on the 2. Instead of a safety like usual. Here comes the cut. He made it, and cue ball travels up and down the table for a nice position on the 3 ball. He even got some angle left to bring the cue ball back near the center zone to have a shot at the 4 ball. They want to tell me something. Just a moment. So. He got a shot here on the 5. Not enough angle. Oh, he got some angle too, but it's optional to play the position on the left or right side of the 7 ball. But he's choosing this one, so he needs now low right to go over 2 rails, using the 2 side rails for position on the 8. Mr. Darryl Peach stays in the match, reducing the distance here in the score a little bit, going from 8-5 into 8-6, race to 9. Here comes the break from Mr. Dynamite. But not enough dynamite this time. No ball went in. Here you see straight on the left also Mr. David Morris, one of the tournament directors and vice president of the UPBF. And so one of the most important persons here at the tournament. And probably he's checking out if he like to put them on a shot clock, because this match is going pretty slow so far. So he's giving them some extra attention. Mr. David Morris, also living in England. Here comes the kick shot from the foot rail, as full as possible to the 1 ball to keep the cue ball where it is. And it worked, at least he kept the 7 ball in between them. So Mr. Dynamite has to pull out his jump cue, but because the shot for the 1 ball into the corner pocket is blocked by the 2 ball, so the jump shot is not the favorite shot here. Measuring out where he's pointing his cue at, a 1 rail kick by using the head rail, going right into the 1 ball here. And when he hits this 1 ball from this direction he's showing us, a little bit on the right side, then he has the chance that the cue ball maybe can reach a position in the shadow of the 7 ball, 5 ball, or even 6 ball, while the 1 ball maybe goes in the shadow of the 9 and the 3 ball. Kind of speculation. can also think about it reversed, hitting it a little bit on the left side and try to send the cue ball in direction in the shadow of the 3 and a 9. No, it didn't work. Didn't work. He left a shot for Darryl Peach. I don't know if he's giving it an attempt to shoot this one into the side. This is pretty difficult to go from that angle into the side pocket. So he will probably go to play it into the head corner. Here it is. And he made it. Very good shot. One major problem is here also the 3 and the 9 ball. I cannot judge if the 3 ball can pass the 9. The position is there, so if it can pass, then he's in a fine position. So I can mention already 3 quarterfinals. Jacob Belker versus Jason Shaw. Ralph Eckert versus Marcus Schamat. And Niels Fein versus Manuel Ederer. And Matthias Nigochgil versus the winner of our match. Not a feel-good position here for the 4 ball. Lots of angle, maybe a little bit too much of angle to keep the position on the 5. He cannot just also put so much side spin on it that he natural will go in direction of the 5 ball. If you put too much English on it, then he has the risk to run into the 8 ball. Is this the case, or I'm talking bullshit here? I cannot really judge it from my point of view. Oh, he missed it. He tried to go the other way around and couldn't get a position and couldn't make the 4 ball then. But the only little thing here is that at least he was leaving another little insurance to maybe come back to the table. Because the 5 and the 6 are very close now. And the 6 in front of the 5 doesn't make it easier. If it would be reversed, could be an easy combination. But this way it's bad. So he can shoot the 4 ball and let the cue ball go through 2 rails in direction of this 5 ball. And he's checking out the angle. If the position is good enough to make the 5 between the 6 and 7, or if the angle is not sufficient enough, then he has to shoot it harder and let the cue ball travel right into this, in this 2 balls. But he was going for the position, and question is, can he pass? To stand up now. I guess he can pass the 7 ball and make the 5. Pretty narrow path there. Strong position play here from Darren Appleton. Now he got it. Now he got the control here. Maybe a little bit too slow. It's not easy, the 6-ball. But he's supposed to make it. Nice shot. And he got the angle he need to go downward to the 8-ball. So now it's just on him. Nobody can take this game away from him except himself. And so it looks like that Darren Appleton will meet Mateusz Nikoczki in the quarterfinal. With this 9-ball, Darren Appleton wins 9-8. 9-6 over Darryl Peach. We are back for more later on.